Uh, okay. So today I'm going to tell about GitLab. Whenever we are working on a project, we need to track its changes. Uh, for example, a project consists of several modules of code files, and on which several people work at the same time. And so we need to track changes to manage that. So to track changes and all, we have a system. Just a second. We have a system called Git. Git is a version control system to locally track changes. It was originally authored by Linus Torvalds in 2005 when he was building it for Linux. Uh, Afterwards, the functionality increased, and now it can be connected to online repositories. The most popular of which include GitHub, GitLab, SourceForge.net, Bitbucket, and all that. Uh, these online repositories also allow us to further enhance and uh, make the uh, process of production more efficient and more integrated into the CI/CD pipeline, which is continuous integration and continuous deployment. Uh, Git is the most popular version control system, and around 95% of the people, developers, use it. Now, for setting up Git, we have these a few basic commands using which we can locally set up Git in a folder or a project. So, uh, for in it, first we make a folder. For example, let's create any folder. Then if we want to see if Git is installed in our system, we use the git dash dash version command. Since it gives an output, that means that Git is installed in our system. And if we want to initialize the project, we use the command uh, git init. This command initializes the folder, and now we will see that a folder named .git is made. Here we go and see. This will contain all the information about tracking changes. If we add new files, it will be able to tell that. So let's add a new file. First, let's check the git status. We see that on the default branch, which is master, there are no commits, there are no new files. If we add a new file, for example, touch new file. Now if we see the status, we see that a new file is being created and its changes are not committed. So to do that, we will write the command git add dot. Now if we say using its status, it will recognize it and it is now ready to be committed. Now if we write the git commit command with this m flag for message, adding profile. So now this change is finally committed, and if we see the status now, it will see that there is nothing more to commit. But since I have connected it to my online account, I have not pushed it yet. It will not show in my online repository. And to push it to it, we will make a new project. Let's keep the name same.
Why are you creating a new project now?
I will show you how to push it to online.
And suppose in
I
one
think that
project I have multiple branches. Suppose because what happens in GitLab is like one project is created and it has multiple branches on which each guy is working in the team, right? So if
hmm,
anyone making changes in that, he can commit the changes in that in his or her branch only.
yes,
So yeah, so you can create the new branch in the one in that project only. So why are you
yes.
creating a new project now? That's what I'm asking.
Uh, the changes that have committed locally are not. We cannot see them online yet. Na? That's why I'm creating the project online. Then I will push it and this. Then I will push it and share the URL to this, and then it will link the project to that online repository.
Okay. So you don't have any project created, just you creating a from the scratch, from the very scratch, a new project on GitLab.
Yes, sir. I'm
Okay, okay,
creating a new project from scratch.
okay, got it.
Now we have created this project. This is empty now because we have not created any file. And if we want to push it, then use the push command. Git push. Uh, it's a different paste is not working. Okay. So how this command works is we provide the git command with a push action, and this means that by default it is going to upload u means upstream, and this is the URL of our project, and in last we specify the branch that we want to push this project, and now it will push the project online. Similarly, we can also use the pull command to pull changes from online, and if multiple developers are using it, they can also push individually to their respective branches. So we can see that it is now pushed online. If we check online, we will find the new file that we have created, this new file.txt. Uh, and also to while initial setup, I have also used the SSH keygen command to connect it to the online account so that I do not have to enter the password again each and every time I access. For example, in this case, it does not didn't ask me for any username or password. That is because I have set the SSH keygen using which special private and public keys are generated, which I have to enter online. Somewhere is mm, scan. Oh yeah, here SSH keys. Here I have entered the key that I have created, and since I've created expired it never, it is going to be created. And if I want to connect to another account, I can similarly create and enter the new key. And to run this command, it's shown here. In this command, I'm using it SSH keygen. This is the algorithm that I'm going to use. For example, let's use DSA. This random key is generated in the users folder. So we using the DSA algorithm, we see that two keys are created, and we will use this public key, and we will enter it online, and then it will recognize our system, and we will not have to enter the username and password again and again. Now in GitLab, we have a special file that is known as the YAML file that we can create. It can perform various functions, and I'm going to show you. And it is going to have a special name, GitLab CI.yaml. And for example, if you want to create a simple project, first we will define its stages. And our project is going to have 3 stages: build, test, and deploy. In this, I'm going to take a simple website. And this stage we are going to define is the build stage. Stages help us to make the execution of these jobs chronological. If we do not define them as stages, then GitLab will run these jobs in parallel, and they will not be connected to all. That's why we use the stages. And every job that GitLab runs in a containerized environment, and we have to if we do not specify image specifically, then it is going to use by default the Ruby image. But in our case, we do not want the Ruby image. We want the node image. And this script is like a terminal. It will enter all these commands in this node image, and we are going to use npm to make a Gatsby website. Now to store the output created by it, we will are going to use something known as artifacts. This saves the thing that are created by the jobs, and thus it is important if we want to test them, because after running this job, it will end the container, and will not be going to see anything on our end. That's why it is important. Then another job test. Now we want to see that in the build stage if a website is actually being created or not. So we will use the simple, very light version image known as Alpine. This will make us our process faster. That is the only purpose we are using it for. This is the test stage. The scripts are going to run. This Q flag is going to run the grep command quietly, and it will not show the output of it. And it is going to search the term Gatsby. In the file that the upper job has created. Now we have another way to test the website as well. That is, we are building and testing the website in the same job. We will also designate the test stage. Similar to the earlier one, npm install node package manager. This G flag is used to install the Gatsby globally. Gatsby is a tool for making ready-made static websites. That's why we are using it. Otherwise, we had to make our own from scratch. We are actually simulating a project and how it is going to perform. This command Gatsby server will start the Gatsby server, and and this one will leave the terminal. It will not hold on the terminal so that we will be able to give another command to it. That's why I'm using it. And then we will give some time to start to the server. That's why I sleep for 5 seconds. And we will Gatsby. Now we can see that these jobs are being run. We can see on the terminal that it is using the node image as the command we have provided. And we have to wait for it to run and see finally this in action.
Have we done this before?
Yeah, I had done it before also. That time I can show the project in which I had done it before. This one, yeah. Same thing I had done.
Okay. Maybe you missed something. What you can do is copy paste the code from here and paste in the new one.
Okay. Mm. Mm. So I will show you the project in which I ran it yesterday. Since I think we have to make the website from scratch. So that's why this all things are missing. I think that's why it is failing.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think so because you are not mentioning the path of any of those files or mentioning on the code.
Then I don't know why it is failing.
Okay,
It should not have failed.
go to the path public index.html. Sorry, not the path. Okay, so when this is in the okay path public.
The- Let me check the artifact that it would have made.
Okay, no problem. You can check it afterwards.
Okay. It did not create the
Don't create
artifact.
artifacts because it didn't reach to that point.
Yes. Anyways, it was supposed to work that way and finally execute and test our website if it was finally created or not. Uh, mm, so, uh, I have an option branching. So now I'm going to show you how to create a new branch. So whatever project we are working on, we uh, make a pull request first to update any of the changes that has been pulled. This will synchronize the changes with the website, so with the online repository. And we see that a new file is being added that we created online GitLab ci.yml. And now to create a new branch, we'll use the command git branch or new branch. This will create a branch named new branch. And if we want to make it a branch, we will use the command git checkout new branch. And if we make some changes into this new branch, for example, create a new file, touch old file was new file.txt, new file 2.txt, and let's see the status. And finally, after committing the changes, we add this, we push this branch, git push URL project. Use the other term instead. For dot get. So now we have committed and uploaded the new changes in the new branch. We can verify it by after going online. We have two branches now, master and a new branch. Master is still the default branch. Now, if you want to merge this two branches, we will select the branch that we want to merge it in, which in my case, I want to merge it to master branch. So I will select the master branch, git master, checkout master. Now it is switched to it. Then someone git merge new branch. This would have merged these two branches. Now I'm just going to push it to online. And again, we can verify that the changes are synchronized. Oh, we have to the changes are synchronized, but we have to delete the older branch so that we won't be able to see it. We added the new file 2.txt in the new branch, but now we have it in the master branch as well. Now, if we want to delete this branch, we'll use the git branch -t command. This will delete the new branch. And again, we'll push the changes. And we can see, we'll be able to see that. Oh, test delete. Yeah, now the new branch should be deleted. Uh, since the older CI file didn't work, let me show a simpler code which I think should work. It will show you the basic concepts of continuous integration. Okay. So in this case, we are imagining a scenario of producing a car, and in which we are going to create a file named car, and then we are going to test it if it contains certain things that you will see as we go through it. So first, we define the stages. There will be two stages: build and test. Now first it will be the build stage, building the car. We'll define next stage, build, get the script. In this case, since we do not want any image specifically, we are fine with Ruby. So I'm not specifying the image here. I'm just going to write the script. First, we'll make a directory named build. Change to it. Then create a new file, touch car.txt. Then we are going to insert certain things to it, like engine. So, yes. Let's say wheels as well. So after completing these four commands, we will have a file named car.txt in which three things will be present: engine, chassis, and wheels. Now, since if we want to test it in another stage, we will have to save it in the form of artifact. So I'm going to create an artifact. Artifact. Build. Now we are going to define the next stage, which test the car. Stage test and script. If, for example, we want to see the contents of car, we can use the command cat car.txt. And we can also search using the grep command contents we want to confirm. Car.txt wheels. Then engine. this job is successful. So we can see that the test job is also successful. Uh, the contents of the car.txt are engine, chassis, and wheels, and all of the grep commands are successful. So this shows a simple working of a pipeline. Now, if we want, we can download the artifacts as well, and we can manually check if we want to. That was it. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, Bhupin.
So, would you want like to ask anything?
Not more, not from my side.
The Bhupinder, you can stop the recording.
I'm stopping it.